Let's talk about digital teaming, virtual teaming, remote teaming. A lot of us are being thrown into this new way of interacting with our coworkers that we may or may not have much experience with. What we'd love for you to think about as we're talking through this is what's working for you now. Let's start with what's going well and build from that. And what we hear from folks when we ask this question is video, the ability to see each other, makes a really big difference. Sticking to schedules really helps. If when I log on, everybody else is logging on too, and then we get done. And using visual cues is also really useful to just, like before when I said, Allison, just a second, can you go back to that slide? You know, you call attention to yourself. We still see each other. We still interacting real time. So a number of different things. You may have lots of different answers for this question. Our point is, first, be mindful of what's working and build from that. We want to also talk about remote teaming as, we think we're just going to all jump on a tech platform, if it's Zoom or Hangouts or Mural or whatever you're using, and go to it. And we want to make the point that before your team jumps into high productivity as remote workers, take some time to actually build a strategy. What platform and tool are we going to use? How are we going to use it? Are we going to be on video? How will we use a chat function or a raise hand function? Are there breakout opportunities? Are there collaboration opportunities? When would we use these? So just taking some time to say our goal is to increase our productivity or at least maintain our productivity from when we were in the same space. What's our strategy for getting there remotely? And so that forethought can really set you up instead of assuming that you're all on the same page and jumping into the digital realm. You also want to encourage a technology mindset, by which we don't mean everybody needs to be a tech wizard, but it does largely come down to patience and openness, right? There's glitches in technology. There's going to be glitches. And so the old log off and then log back in, or try logging in on your phone for audio instead of going through your computer for audio. That flexibility and that openness to sort of befriend your technology instead of begrudging it. The more you resist it, the harder it's going to be to make it your friend. We also recommend going into each meeting knowing your role. It's too easy in remote meetings to be quiet and unparticipative. And so smart teams are designating roles to the different players on the team, and each one knows what they're doing. Am I the agenda facilitator, or perhaps I'm the devil's advocate to help quality decision making? Or maybe I'm scribe and keeping notes, either that people can see now or will see when the meeting's over that I'll distribute. Whatever the role is, know what your part is to play in the meeting. Finally here, remote teaming is no reason to feel disconnected from your team. To the contrary, it's a time to put extra emphasis on maintaining connection and even building connection. That means one-on-one connections among members of the team, and then also across the full team to feel a sense of camaraderie and cohesion. That's going to be the support for your continued productivity. The tool we have to help you do this going forward is a tool that we have used for years as a one-on-one meeting agenda. And you could use it for this too as a one-on-one, but it's also a great tool for a team connection. We call it a 4-3-2-1, and it's an agenda really for a team meeting that is designated for team connection. You're going to have your regular business meetings and your productivity meetings. Have a pulse check-in with your team that follows an agenda like this one. Start with a check-in. Maybe do an energy reset, maybe some box breathing like Allison just led us through, or perhaps a gratitude reset of everyone just saying something they're thankful for or something that's working for them. Check in. How is everyone doing? Your physical energy, your mental energy, your emotional energy, your sense of purpose and connection, right? A real personal check-in. And sharing moments of hope and optimism, just like Allison did at the top of this meeting, really giving folks something to share and to set a positive tone for the meeting itself and for the team going forward. And then celebrate progress and wins. Good things will have transpired since your last 4-3-2-1 meeting. And so it's a great time to say, hey, this actually worked. or I cracked this nut and figured it out, or man, it was great working with Jen on this thing we did together offline for the rest of the team. Whatever it was, celebrate wins. And if you want to go a little farther on this one, you can even celebrate what we on our team call the beautiful oops. If you want to just say, and this is what didn't go well, but this is what I learned from it, that's a win too. That's fine. 3 is progress to team effectiveness. So what are updates on how you're working together as a team? What new insight with the technology have you learned, or what opportunities do you see that you can work better together? Share and implement best practices. Our inboxes are being bombarded with resources of how to practice teaming well. Use those as is useful to you and discard what is not useful to you. But learn best practices for remote teaming, and we can help with some of those, and practice implementing them. They're not all going to come in all at once on day one. And so let's say, okay, let's practice this one today. Let's use a round robin for decision making so we make sure that every voice gets heard, right? Practice using best practices and looking for ways to support one another as you move forward. All of that is going to help your team be more effective. 2 is going to next level teaming, sharing key learnings about the team, about yourself, about working together, providing feedback to one another about what is going well and where we think things can be done better, opportunities to grow together, and really deliberately define the next level of leadership for your team. What is this going to look like for us? What are we trying to achieve as a team? Doesn't matter that we're not around the same table. We can still do this. Finally, close with appreciation for one another. It's a great way to build team trust, team cohesion, a sense of safety that's necessary for teams to collaborate well and effectively. Just call out in each other what you appreciate most. It's really fun to do, and it's a great way to end the meeting.
While you can apply this to any vista of time, this could be a 15-minute meeting or a 30-minute meeting, where we tend to hang out and maybe structure an entire agenda around is usually number 3. Makes sense for it to take the majority of real estate in an agenda, like maybe 50 to 70%. But the order of this is really science-based, and we strongly recommend that you give 10% of however long the agenda is to 4 and 1 to really set the mood for your people. It's like kind of Jedi emotional intelligence, emotions management, and activating some inspiration. So just don't leave out 4 and 1.